Hey YouTube, Wes here, checking in with my March vinyl inbox. These are the records I picked up in the month of March. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day, great night, whenever it is you're watching this. Hopefully I can get this uploaded before the end of April anyway. So let's go ahead and get into it. Got a lot to show here. March is my birthday month, so did a special digging trip down to the St. Petersburg area, Central Florida, Clearwater kind of area. Hadn't been down there doing any vinyl digging in a while. There was a new store I wanted to check out. Been doing working on a project visiting all the state parks in Florida, which there are 175 of them now, I believe. So it's going to take a while. Long-term kind of project, doing photography in all of them, trying to work towards a goal of making a book possibly. So yeah, that was a cool trip. We went down there, and I'll go ahead and show you some of the things I got while we were down there. These first couple of pickups I got while we were down there from a record store called, it used to be called Clearwater Record Show, but now I think they're calling it Clearwater Record Store. It's an actual store. It's an actual store you can go in and buy. They only do used vinyl. And then once a month they have a show at the store where they allow dealers to come in and set up at the store, and they have a record show every month kind of thing. Wasn't that weekend that we were there, but it's a cool thing. So went in there, did some digging, didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I spent a good bit of time there. It spent several hours early in the morning at a state park that we visited. Had a few hours there and spent some time and did some digging. Only picked up two things, I think, but well, actually two higher price kind of special things, and then a couple of dollar pickups. The first thing I found while we were there was a really cool pickup. I've been looking for this for a while. Finally picked it up. This is Mike Oldfield Boxed. It is a Mike Oldfield box set. If you not familiar with Mike Oldfield, electronic musician, did Tubular Bells, a well-known electronic sort of piece. That was his first album. So this box set is a box set that was released in the UK, and it contains his first three albums, so Tubular Bells, Omadon, and Hergest Ridge, I think is what it's called. And then there's a fourth LP that contains sort of B-sides, things he worked on for other people, kind of a mixture, a compilation of sorts of different extras that are available in other places, but it's all sort of condensed into one sort of thing. So they had this box set for $10, which is a really good price for this box set. I've seen it for a lot more in other places. I was glad to have finally found it. So while I do already have all those first three studio albums, since this is a UK box set, these are UK pressings, so they're really nice pressings. You do get a nice booklet as well. Information and stuff. The four LPs, they're kind of just in plain sleeves, nothing really interesting here. They're in these plain Virgin Records label, and this is Mike Oldfield is pretty much what made Virgin Records what it is. He was their first big hit, their first major score. So yeah, Mike Oldfield box. That was my first pickup from the Clearwater Records shop. Used to be known as Clearwater Record Show. Yeah, really nice pickup. Glad to have found that there. All right, next thing I found while we were there is a piece of hip-hop. This is an album from DJ Magic Mike titled Magic's Kingdom. DJ Magic Mike is a Central Florida hip-hop producer slash DJ. Really popular in the late 80s, early 90s with a lot of the Miami sort of bass kind of music. Did an album, a song called Feel the Bass that was pretty popular, had multiple, I don't know what you call that when you do multiple versions of a song, Feel the Bass 2, Feel the Bass 3 kind of thing. Did multiple sort of updates to the song and sort of different extended versions and stuff. But yeah, just a sort of nostalgic thing for me. Cool sort of hip-hop producer. This is his album from 2000. I think I did listen to this at some point along the way, but yeah, that was a cool, just a $5 pickup. So that was a nice pickup. I picked up a few other things while I was there in their, I guess you could call it a dollar room. They have sort of two sides to the record store. One side is the higher priced, nicer stuff, and then they have another room area that's all dollar records, and then that's the room where they think they let the dealers set up in as well, because there's some open space in the middle there. But they had lots and lots of dollar records. I spent a lot of time going through the dollar bins there. First thing I got here is an Audion sampler titled First Edition. Audion is sort of an 80s electronic label, late 70s, early 80s. This is from 86. I think I have this already, but I wanted to pick up an extra copy just in case. For $1, I thought it was a good price. You know, if I don't need it, I can sell it easily or give it away as VCLT, and it's only $1. Next thing, something pretty cool I found in their dollar bin as well. I heard a track off of this maybe on, I believe it was on Spotify. You know, once you get done listening to an album, then it sort of continues on and plays other things it thinks you might be interested that are related to that album. And for some reason, I got a track off this album at one point in the past, liked what I heard, and saw this in the dollar bin and had to grab it. So Giorgio Moroder with From Here to Eternity, 1977. So Giorgio Moroder is a definitely a well-known disco producer, dance music producer, electronic music producer. Yeah, so I look forward to hearing that. That was a nice pickup for $1. And then the last thing I picked up from their dollar bin, got another Folkways record. This is Seasons for Singing with Ella Jenkins in a Musical Workshop. So yeah, I do love picking up these Folkways records. They're always a fun sort of journey, learning expedition you can take when you hear them, and you have the booklet inside that tells you about the music and the lyrics and what they all mean and the instruments and all the history and all that kind of stuff. So really nice nice packages if you're into folk music and you're into learning about where different styles of music come from and those kind of things. These are really fun. So yeah, a cool pickup from the dollar bin there. Okay, so next up, after we got done at Clearwater Record Shop, wanted to head a little bit further south. My destination was to hit up the Hofbrau House for dinner, and that's down in St. Pete, so down in sort of the south end of that little tip that points out off the west side of Florida there, sort of west of Tampa. Hadn't been there before. Was in the mood for some German food. I love beer. Hofbrau House, cool place, and I was really enjoyed going there. But before we went there, we went to a record shop that I really love that has moved since the last time I visited, and that is Planet Retro Records. They have a really well curated selection of records, high quality, really nice collectible stuff, some really cool stuff. It's always fun to go digging there. They have a really nice place. I like their new place a lot. It's got a really cool vibe to it. It's clean, but it's very it's got a nice vibe to it anyway. So I really enjoyed going to visit their new place, and glad they found a new home that was really good, and spent some money there. So let's go ahead and show you what I got. First thing I got here is a Japanese pressing of an album I love dearly. So that is the Moody Blues with Days of Future Past, and I've shown this numerous times on the channel here, talking about how much I love it. I have multiple US copies of this. I believe I found a German copy at some point. But saw this Japanese pressing there. It was really clean. It's a King pressing from Japan from 1973. Definitely comes highly rated on the forums. And I have to say, it does sound really awesome. I do like the sound on this record. Really nice copy. I don't know if this had an OB on it. It probably did. It's not doesn't have the OB anymore, but does have the booklet inside. Yeah, that's the one with the lyrics. So I don't know what exactly is on here. It's all in Japanese, other than the name of the tracks. But this one also is a lyric book, both in Japanese and English for all the songs, which is nice. Just the American version certainly doesn't have that, so that's really nice. Really nice. There is what the label looks like on this. It looks just like a normal sort of UK pressing, that DSS label, but this is a King Japanese pressing from 1973. And $12 was the price on that, which is pretty fair for this. I've looked this up on Discogs, and it goes for about twice that much on Discogs, so that was definitely a good price. There's the original rounded inner sleeve. I watched some Laserdisc videos lately, and apparently they call these whale condoms, which I think is pretty hilarious. But next thing I found while I was there, I am big fan of the Flaming Lips, and they had a used copy of Star Death and White Dwarf, well-loved Flaming Lips albums, or their basically cover album of Dark Side of the Moon. Never got this when it was new, so it was really nice to be able to find a used pressing of this in nice shape. Backside, there's the gatefold. Yeah, really cool. Really cool to find this. Nice inner sleeve as well on that one. And then the vinyl on this one is clear, which is cool. So yeah, and I think the price on this was $19. So pretty reasonable for that, I think. But it was something I wanted, and it was a fair price to me anyway. And the last thing I picked up while we were there at Planet Retro, talked about this lady in the past and how much respect I gained for her after seeing her at the Florida Folk Festival last year. And I hope to see her again at the Florida Folk Festival this year. I hope she's going to be there. And that is Melanie, and this is her live album from Carnegie Hall, which I've never seen before. I see a lot of Melanie albums out in the wild, but I had never seen this one, so they had this for $5, and I thought that was a fair price for it, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Nice. When did she do this? Let's see here. 1973 is the year on this one. And yes, Brand New Key is on here, so she'd already had that hit at this time. Okay, these next two are a couple of albums I picked up at sort of the beginning of the month. Went to a powwow down in Mount Dora, Florida, kind of the central Florida area, just north of Orlando. But it's at a flea market, so you do both things. You go to the powwow and do the flea market as well. Picked up a few things from a record shop that's in the flea market there. These are also out of the dollar bin. I got a copy of Roxy Music's Manifesto. Really nice pickup for $1. I was really glad to have found that. And then a solo album by Brian Ferry, The Bride Stripped Bare. That's a nice gatefold. Yeah, so just a couple of dollar pickups from the flea market there, and it's always nice to be able to hunt for records and do other things too. All right, next thing I have to share with you this time is the Vinyl Me Please album of the month for March. Killer album of the month. I was really glad they re-released this one, and this is the Vinyl Me Please re-release of Beach House's Devotion. 2008 was the year on this one. Yeah, 10th anniversary, so it's going to be 2008 was the year this was originally released. A Beach House album I don't have, even though I love Beach House. I have a lot of Beach House albums. I sort of got to them kind of late. 2008 was just too early for me. So I was really glad to add this one to the collection. Nice glossy gatefold on this one. Super glossy. Really cool. 2 LP pressing. Very, very nice. And this has to be some of the prettiest vinyl I've ever seen. I don't know if this is going to do it justice, but yeah, just beautiful, beautiful color. Sort of gold and clear, and how the gold is just like seeds or something in there in the clear wax there. Really, really cool. This also included a poster on one side, and then on the inside of the poster you get lyrics. Very, very nice. And there is the art print that went with this album this month. So that was a really nice album to get for the month of March, and a nice one to add to my Beach House collection. If you want to join Vinyl Me Please, give it a try. I do have a referral link in the show notes below if you want to help out. I would appreciate it. All right, this next thing is something I just had to buy because, I don't know, I hadn't bought this person's albums in the past. Yeah, I just saw this album cover and something about it was like, what the hell is he doing? I got to hear what this sounds like, so I just went ahead and pre-ordered this album. And that is the new album by Jack White. This is his latest album titled Boarding House Reach. I believe it's his third solo album, but his first one I have heard. And yeah, it's as weird as the album cover makes you think. There are some sort of typical sort of bluesy kind of things on here that, you know, Jack White's known for. But there's also some very experimental electronic kind of just weird things. He's really just experimenting on here a lot. It's pretty cool. I dug it. I'm glad I went ahead and took the dive and pre-ordered this, and I've been enjoying spinning this for the past few weeks since it came in the end of March, I think. This one has its own insert as well. You got your lyrics and liner notes kind of thing. Just black vinyl. I think if you're a part of the Third Man Records Club or whatever, there was a special, maybe a white version of this or something, some sort of unique pressing of it. I just pre-ordered this through Amazon. Got the standard edition, but yeah, pretty cool. Been digging here in this new Jack White album, and if you got a curious ear, I say give it a try. It's pretty weird. It's pretty fun. It's pretty interesting, and I dug listening to it. All right, this next thing I have to share with you is the vinyl release for an album that came out last year, but the vinyl release didn't happen until March, and that is the vinyl release of Miley Cyrus's latest album titled Younger Now. So that's a 2017 album, but not released on vinyl until 2018. Good solid album from Miley. I really enjoyed hearing this. A lot of great songs on here, a lot of fun stuff. It's more of a summertime album. It's just fun, kind of enjoyable kind of songs that you can sing along to, and really nice. She's got you know, Dolly Parton is on here, Willie Nelson is on here, some fun stuff. And nice big 12x12 book with lyrics and photos, and yeah, that was really nice. Really glad to have it on vinyl. Only downside, it's on black vinyl, and I thought, you know, that doesn't fit the artwork really well. This would have been cool on sort of just maybe a nice piece of lime vinyl or pink vinyl or a mix of the two or something like that, but otherwise, I'm really glad to have it on vinyl. Okay, it's been a while since I ordered something from this artist. Sort of another one of the posthumous releases from Jimi Hendrix titled Both Sides of the Sky. Yeah, I skipped the past couple releases they have done from his vaults, from the catalogs, whatever you want to call it. I decided to go ahead and pre-order this one, and glad I did. Enjoyed listening to it. It's been a while since I listened to something new from Jimmy, something, you know, a little bit different. So, nice set of LPs here. Nice gatefold there. As usual, comes with a nice big booklet with photos and liner notes and stuff. So that's always nice to have. 2 LPs, pressed at QRP. Get these QRP sleeves. Just some nice shiny black vinyl. I guess QRP has sort of got their act together. These are pretty good. You know, there's been some issues in the past, but these turned out pretty well. All right, then just 3 quick ones I picked up at the Goodwill when we were there one day. First one, had to grab this one. Rick Astley, the one with Never Gonna Give You Up on it. Yeah, just, you know, 3 for $1. Had to grab that one. The main reason I had to grab that one is because I found this Julian Cope World Shut Your Mouth. I guess you could call it an EP. This is something heavy metal. Kevin had talked about this. You know, did a nice review of it, and I thought I'd like to hear it. And when I stumbled across it in Goodwill, had a chance to buy it for 33 cents, didn't want to pass it up. So definitely was glad to have grabbed that. Did spin that one already and did enjoy listening to it, so that was cool. And the last one I picked up to do the 3 for $1 deal is Pleased to See the King by Steeleye Span. Unfortunately, somebody ripped the back cover off this one, or the pasted on part of the back cover, so it's missing that, but it is Steeleye Span, and they're always fun to listen to, so some nice sort of folksy prog kind of stuff. And lastly, I got a stack of records here from another Goodwill trip pickup. I think there's 20 here, 20-ish here, that I'll go ahead and breeze through real quick just to share with you. First thing I got here, this is sort of a cheesecake cover kind of thing. I thought it was funny. It's on Sun Records, Bill Justice with Raunchy. I know Richard will be a fan of that one. Found a bunch of these Phase 4 stereos, so I went ahead and grabbed a couple of them. It's been haven't picked these up in the past. Thought I'd give them a try. This one is Rhythms of the South, Edmundo Ross and his orchestra. Have listened to cleaned this one up already and listened to it and enjoyed it. Getting into that a bit. Percussive Moods with Johnny Keating. And these have all, you know, the interior liner notes and all that kind of stuff. This is one I already have, but I think this is going to be an upgrade for me, so went ahead and grabbed it. The Saul Sol Orchestra with Christmas Jollies. This one's edited. There's a on the other one I have, you can kind of see more here, more down here, so it's kind of funny. They edited that at some point. Next up, another Phase 4. This is Verner Muller with Tango. Really cool cover on that one. Look forward to hearing that one. And then we got one of these, Ronco Presents Hits Explosion, As Seen on TV. Wild Cherry and Brick, or Dasban, Dinah Ross, Sparkays, Bay City Rollers, Spinners, Ohio Players. It's got some good stuff on here, you know. It's still one of these Ronco kind of thing, and they're advertising the record vac on there and everything. So yeah, these are fun sometimes just to put on and give a spin to. This is a 12-inch single. Just something told me to grab it and check it out. So we got Xavier with the Work That Sucker to Death and Love Is on the One. Probably some disco type music, dance type music. So I have to give that a try, see what that's all about. Got Rita Coolidge with Never Let You Go, 1983. Michael Feinstein plays Gershwin. Some nice piano stuff there. That'll be fun to listen to. Copy of Wynton Marsalis, Hot House Flowers. I believe I sent this to Marty at some point, so I don't have a copy of this in my own collection, so I thought I would pick it up again. Yeah, that's a nice album. Got Herb Alpert with Beyond. Grabs a couple 45s here. I'll go through them real quick. Don't normally show 45s, but we got Madonna doing Crazy for You from Vision Quest, and then on the B side we got Berlin with No More Words. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. That was it was a Madonna and it was a 45, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Bee Gees, Staying Alive, and If I Can't Have You. And lastly, for the 45s, we got Wings with Live and Let Die and I Lie Around. Back to the LPs. Next we got here is an album by Procol Harum. This is Procol's 9th. It's a Procol Harum album I hadn't seen before, so that was pretty cool. Here's a cool one. Somebody had recently asked if I had any Linda Thompson albums, and I was saying how, you know, here in the U.S. we really don't see Linda Thompson's albums, Richard or Linda Thompson albums. And then there I was in Goodwill not a week or so after they had asked that question, and here is Linda Thompson with One Clear Moment. So it's funny how that works, you know. Something gets mentioned and all of a sudden you find it, kind of thing. Kind of like that Julian Cope album I found after Kevin did the review of it. I found that like within a week of seeing that review. I got an EP here from Pure Wild titled Girls Can't Help It. 5 tracks on there. Don't know anything about this group, don't recognize the name or anything, but we'll check it out. Command record here. This one's classic. Bongos, flutes, guitars. Never seen this a million times, just never picked it up. Thought I would give it a try. Got a really nice still in shrink copy of Def Leppard's Pyromania. Yeah, that was a good find. Definitely worth 20 cents. And an okay looking copy of The Who's Tommy. This is the motion picture soundtrack, I think. Yeah. And then a 12-inch single for The Time with Jungle Love. That's blank on the back. So those were my pickups for the month of March. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below if you have any. Please subscribe if you aren't already. That way you'll be kept up to date with future videos. Have a great day, great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.